Okay, we're doing another league with Sneak and Show now to round out the day. Of note, we're trying out this new card, Arcane Artisan. It's a really neat piece of sideboard tech that Bob Wang played last weekend at the SCG Open to great success. So I'm pretty excited to give it a try. This hand doesn't really do enough. No cantrips, no payoffs. Just need to ship this one. We'll definitely keep this, like the cantrips can smooth things out hopefully. I think I want to bottom this. I've already got 2 cantrips to cast. I can't like have my hand too clustered with this stuff. You could be against Miraculs, maybe. Hey, we have figured out a combo. Let's just go ahead and Preordain here. Try and look for an ancient tomb. That's so absurd, Chris. Is this a combo? I don't know. We should check that out at some point. Not sure if it's a combo or not. Aggressive Flusterstorm, I like it. Always fluster the cantrips. You don't even get to take an extra turn. That's a good point, Caius. Maybe it's not a combo. Maybe it's just bad. That's a good point. Counterbalance. I think I let that resolve. It's obviously a bit problematic going long, but I kind of want this force to like protect the Emrakul from a Jace. What do you think? Am I meant to force this counterbalance? Or let it resolve? This is our actual best matchup? That seems maybe a slight exaggeration, but it's pretty good for us. Whichever we do, we're wrong. Yeah, pretty much. There's only a 1-drop on top of their deck if we don't force this. I'm gonna regret this next turn. I'm gonna regret this. I believe in my ability to regret this. Scalding Tarn, I do not regret this. Alright. And we get to ponder, which is great. For sure. Alright, I'm gonna go find Volk. Not great against back to basics, but they fetch the Patundra, so they probably don't have back to basics in hand. Ancient Tomb. Would like to see an Ancient Tomb. I guess we just take any land. Yes, we just take any land. Right, I'm pretty sure we're jamming next turn. Interesting. So we have Force backup. Is that probably good enough? It's not impossible they left the free on top. They don't have that many frees in their deck though. Obviously we could wait a turn and then we get to jam with Fluster backup, which is great. Huh. This might be overly aggressive. But hey. I need like a second red sorcerer if I ever get a sneak attack in play. I guess it's fine not to have solely blue mana. I just want to be like vaguely aware of the possibility of back to basics. Alright, you only have like 2 or 3 free drops in your main deck, so yeah. Fair. They found one of the 2 or 3 free drops in their main deck. Yeah, the Clique's also pretty good, in general. To be fair, if we'd waited there, they'd get to Clique the Emrakul from our hand anyway. I guess we'd get to force the Clique, so it would work out fine, but yeah. Currently regretting not getting rid of the stupid counterbalance on turn 2. It's okay, Chris. I know you root against me. I'm at peace with it. That's interesting, Wags. I've heard from some Miracles pilots that they think the matchup's pretty close. It certainly helps Sneak and show that Miracles no longer plays Caracas in its main deck, which it used to. I think I'm okay with just having another mana in play. If I draw another land, I then get to hardcast Force. Yeah, now there's no top. I don't know what people said about the matchup before top was banned. Like, what you just said is the first ever, like, read on the matchup before top was banned that I've ever heard, but maybe Miracles is just really, really good. It's like 50-50 against Sneak and Show. And like, I assume you can build it to be favoured against Death and Taxes with like enough engineered explosives. And such as like additional tools. And Sneak and Show and Death and Taxes are the 2 like obvious level 1, level 0 decks. The other one is Rogue Delver. Rogue Delver's really tricky because I'm pretty sure Rogue Delver is not very good. But if people play it, then Miracles is going to struggle against it. I'm gonna wait for their cantrips to clear before casting the Preordain, I think. New plan. Don't you dare have a 4 on top. I don't know, Dr. Love. My assumption is that Turbo Depths is a bit worse than it was, since Turbo Depths was like primarily played because it had game against the Deathrite Shaman decks. And it's like pretty bad against Death and Taxes, which is really popular at the moment. I assume it's not great against Miracles either. But I honestly don't know that much about the deck in general. I probably just have to force this, sadly. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, we have to force it. If they have a Jace in their hand, they just get to put a Jace on top. Yep, exactly. They have a 0 on top. It's good for us. Interesting. So we let the counterspell resolve. And then they should be counterspelling this. Oh, I guess they just want to make the Brainstorm resolve so they can get like pseudo card advantage. Could I stream it? I'm probably not going to anytime soon. Just from the perspective that I'm mainly looking to stream decks that I could realistically end up playing at the Pro Tour. And I'm extremely doubtful that I would end up playing Turbo Depths at the Pro Tour. It's something I like might happily stream once the Pro Tour has passed. But if only this Griselbrand was a fugitive wizard. Words oft spoken. Holy cow. Holy cow. I think I'm putting in Griselbrand. You get to draw 14 to find a Lotus Petal for Emrakul. Oh no, they have an Engineered Explosives on top, so I don't get to do that. I get to draw so many cards though. I guess if I put in Emrakul, they just lose 6 permanents, and that's probably great. I'm probably just put in Emrakul. We know they don't have a Brainstorm because they would have cast it, so we're just meant to Emrakul them. They can't deal with this. Yeah, I can Griselbrand next turn. Yep. For sure. Wow. Counterbalance. Not strong enough. Yeah, it took me a moment to realise, but if they had any way to flip a Terminus, it wouldn't work because they'd already used it, so this stuff's definite, as is the Boseiju. And then like the Abrades are considerations because of what's it called? The 2/2? Containment Priest. Imagine that counterbalance of a top in play. Yeah, that seems pretty unbeatable. Wags, agree. Oh, I'm going to want the grid. Yep. Sorry, I didn't notice it there. Yep, for sure. Strong agree. Okay. What are we getting rid of? The games are going to go long, so I'm pretty interested in like trimming on petals. We could just cut all of them, potentially. I don't think we're just able to like jam the combo on turn 2 as much post-board against them. And then we could cut a big critter, since we have time to draw into them. So we could cut an Emrakul. Pretty sure I want the Omnisciences. I don't know. Might just be we take the Omnisciences out. It makes the show and tells not great. Because, I think I want to take the Omnisciences out. Makes sense, Autumn would remove petals. Flavorful sideboarding. Yeah, I think I'm cutting the Omnisciences, Minifer, right? I've had people like surgical my show and tells in this matchup, in which case the Omniscience does actual nothing. Oh, you beat Priest by putting in Omniscience. That makes sense. What do I cut then, Minifer, if I'm not like trimming on this stuff? I mean, I have Abrades to kill the Priest. I'm literally bringing in spells to kill Priest, right? Cut lands. I don't know. Maybe just don't play Abrades. I did not submit in time. I don't need to kill the... So I have ways to play over the top of the Priest, so I don't need the Priest, that's fair. I'm pretty sure the sideboarding did not go through. Oh, it did. Okay. That's a relief. But we'll keep this. Interesting. So just don't bring in Abrades that only answer the Priest. Like, the Abrades do deal with Mentor as well, just to, like, stop them killing us aggressively. But when I tried out Miracles, it was definitely the case that, like, the Pyroclasms and stuff my Sneak and Show opponents were boarding in against me looked pretty mopey most of the time. Okay, that makes sense, Minifer. Yeah, lots of lists don't even have it. I guess I'm forcing this. Because I have the sneak attack. I don't want to have the sneak attack be dead. That makes sense, Minifer. That makes sense. Alright, let's draw a show and tell. Make it easy. Would also accept Brainstorm into Ancient Tomb plus show and tell. Alright. Alright. It's a decent one. Get to hope they don't have back to basics here. Oh my god. Okay, that's a thing. I get my sneak... I have no way to remove this, right? Because I don't have Abrades in my deck, so getting sneak attack into play doesn't even accomplish anything. I'm pretty sure I have no way to remove this. I'm not sure it is a duress. I think they just let it resolve and use their force to keep the Containment Priest alive. I think it just costs me 2 life. And that's all it achieves. Costs me 2 life and makes Brainstorm worse. Actually, I guess they have to counter it because they can't counter an Abrade. No, I'm being stupid, aren't I? They can't counter Abrades, they have to counter sneak attack. That makes sense. I'm being stupid. I should not have criticised that. I'll just cast it this turn. Alright, we'll Brainstorm. That is also a thing I could do. Wow. Max respect from opponent. Okay. I don't know. Yeah, I think it's reasonable to assume that Miracles is bringing in Containment Priests against you from the perspective of Sneak and Show being like one of the arguable 2 best decks in the format at the moment. But Show and Tell is nice. Now if we draw an Omniscience, we can get a Griselbrand in play. No, I agree, Kaylee. I agree the force is likely correct. We can show and sneak, and then not do anything with the sneak attack for the rest of the game. We don't have Abrades in our deck at the moment, Alessia, so we have no way to remove Containment Priest. Containment Priest is shutting down sneak attack. Interesting. If it were to be really wild, we could show and tell this in. But I think I'm just casting it, right? Am I just casting this, or am I show and telling it? Oh, you can't show and tell it in? I can't. You're right, you're right. I'm being really dumb. Sorry, Minifer. Yep. Learning card interactions as we go. Getting there slowly. Pyroblast, yep. Yeah. You really wanted me to show and tell it in. Oh my god, Chris. Max trolling. If we cast Sneak, it either uses up our fetch land or costs us 2 life, which I'm not in love with. Wags, was my thinking on not casting Sneak. Is Pyroblast just that? It's been the best card in Legacy for a while. Maybe a slight exaggeration. Pyroblast is pretty busted though, for sure. It is a messed up magic card. Cool. Having seen 2 Containment Priests, I'm bringing in these Abrades. What am I boarding out? It's still Brainstorm. But that seems correct, Wags. Agree. Agree. So if we're boarding down on mana a bit, we can take out City of Traitors. We can take out one other card, but I don't know what the card would be. Yeah, we can bring in Pyroclasm too to answer Priest. I just don't want to go overboard on answers to Priest. The other thing is, Pyroclasm doesn't deal with them flashing in Priest in response to something. Yeah, I guess Abrade doesn't either though. It's really hard to have enough mana to show and tell with Abrade up. So maybe that's irrelevant. I still think I'd prefer Abrade anyway, since it's instant speed. What am I cutting? I feel like I still want to... I get that the Omniscience plus Emrakul thing is part of the plan, but... I think I'm happy doing this. We can still, like, put in a Griselbrand and, like, draw cards off the Griselbrand. Yeah, exactly, Wags. I agree. I agree completely. The instant speed is very irrelevant. Alright. I'll keep this. And a show and tell. Interesting. What am I doing here? Probably just main phasing this Brainstorm. Let's them run a counter on it, but I think that's fine. If they want to fluster this, it means they're not flustering a show and tell later. Ooh, aggressive brainstorming. Maybe they're gonna try and force this. Damn. I'm just gonna let this happen, I think. That worked out. They have no white mana either for Priest. You're inclined to play Mountain Pass on the second turn? Yeah, I feel like I'm kind of happy if the Brainstorm trades with a Fluster is like part of it. They don't actually know the... I guess they brainstorm, so they do know the top card. Whatever. Fluster has other aims. And stopping some card advantage. Shit. This is really tough, because this game could actually go on quite a bit longer than the first one. So I'm almost inclined to counter this. I live in England, Silver. So might as well play this. It like turns off Flusterstorm and stuff as cards from them, having so much mana in play. What? Wait. No, they are on Miracles. They have counterbalance. I guess these are just in their sideboard. I don't entirely understand, though, what would motivate someone to bring in Stoneforge Mystic against Sneak and Show. It's like such a slow clock. That's really surprising to me. It's like such an absurdly slow clock, right? It's a clock and that's enough. I guess you don't have to like tap out for it in the same way you do with Jace as well. That makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, I guess it's just hard to fit both Mentor and Stoneforge in your sideboard, and they prefer Stoneforge at the moment. Like, it was definitely a problem when I was trying out Miracles that tapping out for Jace was actually just really scary. Yeah, that makes sense, Rainy Day. I probably overreacted. I was just surprised, but it makes sense that they boarded it in against me. I agree. It was just surprising at the time. The Spell Pierce is awkward, yes. Agree. Okay. I'm pretty sure I meant to kill this sword. Obviously, if they have a Containment Priest, they look really dumb, but... Alright, this is good for us. Means if we draw a combo piece, we get to jam. It's probably the last turn we have to do it, but... we can draw a Show and Tell or Sneak Attack this turn. We're in like a decent spot, I think. We have Spell Pierce for a Force. Yeah. I assume the game is now over. They get to have like Hardcast Force or Counterspell up. I guess Hardcast Force we pass. Like a Snap Counterspell or something like that. I'm a bit surprised by that pre-mouse. I guess they don't know what's in our hand, but... Yep. Let's just move on with this. That was a sad first match. These post-board games felt kind of tough. They have so much interaction. I wonder if Miracles is just, like, very good. It has the sort of, like, generic universal interaction that, like, the other control decks we've been playing kind of lack. You get Mentor, so you can actually beat the degenerate decks in a reasonable time frame. Maybe Miracles is just really good. As sad as it is to say that. How do we feel about this hand? It's got a Brainstorm, but it's got a Brainstorm and an Ancient Tomb. I think I'm keeping this. That is a literal quote of a thing that was actually said, Chris. correct. Sneak attack. We're so lucky. Jeez, we're so lucky. We are the actual luckiest. Alright, let's just ship the ton. Alright. I think I'm just gonna untap her. Pretty sure I'm just brainstorming. I think this is a mirror match. Pretty sure slamming sneak attack and passing the turn is not good enough in the mirror. Only combo players use Lorwyn Ponders. I have not considered Dredge. I think it's too vulnerable and not really consistent enough for my tastes. I used to play Dredge a bunch back in Deathrite Shaman era for like... I say a bunch, I did it for like a few weeks, but I was not in love with it. What consistently beats miracles? I don't know, Chris. I do not know. Am I playing an upcoming GP? I'm going to be at Minneapolis, Cubano, which I'm really looking forward to. You're sad to play against Sneak and Show rainy day? I was missing Sneak Attack or Show and Tell Ved. So... And my hand was really weak. It was like 3 creatures and a Flusterstorm. So I did have the Flusterstorm to like protect a Show and Tell or Sneak Attack if I found one. So... Yeah, if I'd top decked there, you would have lost, most likely, but... Like, there's only like 7 cards I'm top decking to, or 8 cards, I guess. I'm currently streaming more Legacy than anything else, but that's mainly because of the PT. My team is me, Niels Norlander, and Bradley Yu. I think it's a pretty good team. I think this Show and Tell sucks, because I'm pretty sure this is the mirror. I kind of want to shuffle this. Kind of want to find, like, a Spell Pierce, more than anything. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with my team. Niels is on Standard. Bradley is on Modern, and I'm on Legacy. I was gonna like lock in Grixis Delver a month in advance, except they took my Deathrite from me. Interesting. Oh, that is a really good point, Kaylee. I did not consider that. That is a really good point. You can Show and Tell in the Sneak Attack and then attack with Emrakul. That is an excellent point. Are we just jamming the Sneak Attack and getting it countered and feeling sad? I guess that's what we're doing. So then we got like a Preordain for next turn. Oh my god, so they're not on Sneak and Show. Confirmed. They're on some control deck. I don't tend to communicate with my teammates much in games. I like to just do my own thing a lot. Yeah, it's most likely Miracles, I think. Agree. Right. Yep. That makes complete sense. The Volcanics for Pyro. I actually don't hate this Force. I feel like this game's going to go on a bit, and being able to, like, just hard cast Force on a Jace could be really nice. Interesting. That's not too scary. It's going to take a while to kill us. Oh, that makes sense, Cubano. They have to respect Omniscience there. It's the mirror. Jeez. Alright. Honestly, like, I know people are saying that the current build of Miracles isn't good in this matchup, but this has been feeling really tough. The one time we played against this in the previous league with Show and Tell, Sneak and Show even, we faced Miracles and I ended up beating it, but I felt like I ran so absurdly lucky to actually beat it. Okay. Okay. I have one Boseiju rainy day. I mean, if this resolves... They had a Jace on top, yeah. Maybe we're playing... I don't feel like we're playing conservatively, though, Primehouse. I feel like I'm jamming as much as possible. Like, whenever I can jam, I am. Add some more Boseijus. That seems reasonable. Hmm. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I'm probably just going to die here to this Snapcaster over the next 4 turns, but I guess we're not actually drawing dead yet, depending on what's in their hand. Makes sense, Primehouse. Not sure I'd like go as far as like we don't know for sure that we lost the game due to that, but like they always have a chance at drawing to I guess we get to draw the Griselbrand, so they wouldn't really have a chance at drawing to Terminus. Let's move on with this. Makes sense, rainy day. Maybe I am fighting over counterbalance too much. Like, the game we won in this matchup was the one where we let counterbalance resolve, right? So it's probably fine just to let it resolve. We can bring in Abrades if we see priests. I mean, we couldn't cast Omni because of fetch lands and Ancient Tomb being among our lands. You'd like Abrade in the blind, okay. I did like Abrade in the blind, but someone who knows much more about this stuff than me suggested otherwise. Another cantrip's probably fine. Kinda just want to find a show and tell, but yeah, cantrips are great. It's kind of unfortunate, like, we miss out on our chance to just slam show and tell turn 2, but this is fine. Okay, let's shuffle and ponder. Just keep digging. Ooh, this is a good one. Jeez. Yeah. Now that they, because they brought out Swords to Plowshares, it seems really good against them, agree. So they're really repping, like, maybe Blast or something. I think I'm gonna ponder first to, or Pierce, yeah, that makes sense. I'm going to ponder first to try and find a force, and then I'm going to slam Artisan. Nice. Yep. Oh, now they can pierce or fluster this, which sucks. I guess we still do it, but I think there's a high chance this doesn't resolve. Yeah, as expected. I mean, the Artisan did look great here, making them use their force, rather than just letting them use a pierce. Obviously didn't work out, but the Artisan looked very, very good. I mean, it's not really not entirely a him to Torak, because we forced back, so it's like two-sided, but still good for us. Nice. I guess I just keep jamming. Force them to keep having answers every single turn. Oh my god, these spell piercers. Maybe Miracle's build should just be playing spell piercers in their board more often. These spell piercers have been incredible against us. What? We're just dead now, right? We're just dead now. Yeah, okay. Opponent was ready to beat us, jeez. Oh my god. Yeah? Alright, let's move on with this. Opponent was ready to beat us. Blue-white helm decks seem to be a thing lately. Yeah, I've seen them about a tiny bit. We got 2 games into that and didn't see any helms or anything like that, so I think the humility was just a sideboard, or rips. So I think the humility was just a sideboard card. Like, we didn't see, other than the counterbalance game 1, we didn't see any other artifacts or enchantments. So I doubt they were a blue-white helm deck. But I have actually run into blue-white helm like a couple times online as well. For sure. Humility's rough. I don't know, it feels like if a Miracles pilot wants to beat this, they can. Like, both the Miracles pilots we've just lost to, like, both had a bunch of dedicated hate in their sideboard. And it felt, like, really tough for us to win. Let's mull this. Like... Yeah, this is a mulligan, I agree. I guess we keep this. Sure. Yeah, for sure, Cubano. If people want to beat it, they will. And it's like very clearly one of the best decks in the format at the moment, so people being prepared for it is understandable. I think that might be correct. Rainy day. I think I like that idea. Alright, I really want to draw the Brainstorm that's on top, so I'm just going to let this resolve. Is this going to be free for free on Miracles matchups? Just like, this is our life now, caught in an endless loop of playing against Miracles. Yeah. Alright. Well, we have ourselves a plan. The plan involves our opponent having little or nothing. Oh. We could, obviously I can't do this now. We could have gone City of Traitors this turn. Next turn we have 5 mana with the second city. Then we don't care about Flusterstorm. Obviously could have done that. Didn't do that, but... could have. Interesting. Thanks for mentioning that, Cubano. I might go look at that, potentially. Portent me. Sure. We lost to Miracles again, yes, Minifer. And we're now in the third round in a row of the Miracles League. I am unconvinced that this matchup is as good for Sneak and Show as I've heard, but I don't know, this is like incredibly anecdotal, but when I was trying out Miracles, I think I was like 3-0 against Sneak and Show in my matches online. But I feel like I was also like getting pretty lucky and running pretty hot in those matchups, so in those matches. Sneak and Show just getting dunked on consistently is all you want. Reasonable. Alright, I'm just gonna cross my fingers. Hope that they don't have a Jace in hand or Terminus on top, because if they do, we lose the game, but that's okay. Oh, they shuffled my library. What? Okay. We got rid of the trash that's on top. I'm very okay with Sneak and Show getting dunked on consistently. It's, not ideal when I'm the person playing it, but... Here we go. The old turn 3, make a creature that can get Terminus with no counterspell backup. Yep. What did I bring to class today? Giant spaghetti monster and some uncastables. Uncastables hype. Oh my god. I'm so hyped about these uncastables. These uncastables are the best. Whilst we're sitting around doing nothing for a few turns, I'm going to be getting emotes commissioned soon, because I'm hoping to be partnered within, like, the next month or so. I'm kind of torn on whether to apply for partnership now and accept there'll be, like, a week gap after I'm partnered, where I'm not streaming because I'll be in the US, or whether to wait until I'm back and then apply for partnership. We know they're missing land drops at the moment, so I'm pretty happy just to keep them missing land drops. It's like as soon as they hit their land drops, we're in a lot of trouble, I think. So, I need ideas for emotes that can be commissioned. Like, obviously, there will be one for timing out and such. Why Fluster over Pierce there? Because Pierce can hit counterbalance, was my thinking. This is nice. This is really nice. But yeah, maybe you're right again that I care too much about counterbalance, and I should keep the Fluster since it fights better over stuff. Yeah, Pierce hits Jace. Yep, exactly. Alright. Land, Council's Judgment. No land, Council's Judgment. Aren't we the luckiest? There will not be a Bear Pit emote because I hate that name. So current stuff that is obviously happening. There has to be an emote for like red zone clock, almost timeout, panic time, which we engage in a couple times a stream at least. Somewhere in between those two. When it actually bothers me enough, I will come up with an alternative name. But down on time, down on life, down on cards, yep. The dream. What are we doing? Take out these stupid Lotus Petals. Take out a city. Take out a big dumb thing. And it sounds more like a stream motto. The other one that has been suggested that I'm kind of on board with. I think this isn't quite good enough. Like, we have the sneak attack we can try and get into play with force backup, which is pretty nice, but I'm not in love with this. Oh, did I not bring the Jason? I think I brought... Oh, it left it in the sideboard for some reason. I moved it across with the Artisan, so it should have come in. Yeah, Jace should be in. Just wasn't paying 100% attention because I was talking. I think I'm gonna mull this. I'm not in love with mulling it, but hey. Hey ho. Alright, this is better. Awesome. I drag selected and missed it, yeah. That sounds about right, Kelly. We do not mulligan here. Why would we mulligan here? Other than just then. I could be pondering for land drops, I guess. I think I'm just going to leave it Pierce for now. Okay, let's brainstorm. Since we have this fetch in play and it might make them use a counter. I'm going to use this as an opportunity to use up this Pierce. Maybe I let this resolve and just ponder. Like, hit my land, defense grid with Pierce backup. This is fine, whatever, I don't care about this. So the other thing that is needed is some sort of, like, emote for all the times I cool shot the top card of the deck. Because that happens unreasonably often. Alright. Next time we get this grid down, turn after we get down sneak attack. Yeah, I would intuitively agree with George on this one, I think. But obviously I'm like pretty new to this deck and have not played with it much. Whenever defense grid's been played against me and I'm on Delver, it's always looked really unimpressive. But that was back with Grixis Delver, which had discard spells, which like maybe makes it better. in the matchup than something like Teemo Delver. Sick. Defense grid is in play. Alright. Just gonna jam, I think. See if we can get this in play. Like, they have to have, like, Pierce, which they didn't have last turn, or Force. And I'm fine with them forcing this. Just, like, gets the Force out of the way. I guess it means they get to use their mana on their turn if they think we don't have any more threats. Which is reasonable. But we've got this Brainstorm, so there's a decent chance we can find a critter for the show and tell. Wow, we got rid of the Force and the Counterspell. Just like 8/2 counterspells there. It's really, really good for us. Alright, let's find a Griselbrand with this Brainstorm. We know there's a Scalding... No, we just used the Scalding Tarn. Okay. So we don't know the top card of our deck at the moment. They're holding up Force again. That is an Emrakul. Alright. I can't show and tell Emrakul with Force backup. I think I'm just going to still jam the Emrakul into play. Hey, Minifer. Yeah, I get that impression too, Kaylee. Would prefer not too much squabbling. Wasn't it better to play show and tell last turn? Then we just... I guess we figured they were forcing it. Then, like, we'd get to hold up Fluster with sneak attack. Yeah, that's fair, that's fair. That's reasonable. Maybe it was better to show and tell last turn. Apparently so. This is our third Miracles matchup in a row. Some kind of hell, let me tell you. Some kind of hell. Losing to... If we 0-3 this, I'm dropping. Oh, you'll sub if that happens. That seems really improbable, though, facing Miracles 2 more times after this. Alright, let's ponder. Let us shuffle, as the case would be. Now we enter this stage of the game where we draw 8 drops. Minifer, thank you so much for that subscription. You great. I really, really appreciate the support. almost as much as I don't appreciate this Monastery Mentor. I have suffered a lot today. You're not wrong. Everyone put some hearts in chat for Minifer. Abrade, come back. Yeah, I do miss that Abrade right now. It's fine, they don't have a Council's Judgment in hand, I'm sure. I'm sure they don't have a Council's Judgment. Plus they need a white source, so you know. Thank you so much for the sub, Minifer. Oh my god, oh my god. You know who's feeling sneaky? Emrakul is feeling sneaky. Emrakul is feeling quite sneaky today. Sneaky little spaghetti monster. Door. You hope I get disenchanted. Oh my god. I would prefer that that doesn't happen, personally. I assume they would have disenchanted before attacks. No one saw this Emrakul coming. Opponent has said GG. We've escaped. We've escaped Miracle's hell. We have escaped Miracle's hell. Oh my god. Can you take your sub back? I'm not sure that's quite how it works, Minifer. Oh my god. I can rest happy today knowing we beat Miracles. That defense grid, can I just point out that that defense grid was excellent. It forced them to like pitch cast on 2 Force of Wills, and one of them they like pitched a counterspell as well. I assume it also stopped them deploying that Mentor for some amount of time, or the Search for his counter or something. Alright. Match number 4. I would like to go first. I would like to keep this hand. Thank you for asking. It's really, really kind of you to ask. Skill and show. I can put in the Omniscience, then I have Hardcast Force up, right? That sounds great. Skill and show. Oh, it feels good. After losing to Miracles repeatedly, this feels good. Jeez. So we want these Abrades against Chalice of the Void, I assume. we brought knowledge of everything to class. We sure did. Oh my god. I don't think we want anything else. Like, Blood Moons could be fine, but I guess Artisans could be fine too. We don't really know, like, exactly what they're on though, other than that it involves an ancient tomb. Thanks for the bits, Badger. Appreciate it. They're definitely on KCI. 100% Chris. Agree. Agree. What do we take out? I guess Flusters are not great. Thanks for the bits, Schultz. How am I bringing in the artisans? I don't think so. I think this is fine. Flusters seem really bad against Chalice plus Critters deck. I think this is good enough. We've got a Force, and we can like dig for a payoff to pair with this. Ooh. Is this the mirror? Did we just, yeah, I guess we got our show and tells in the mirror, and none of our Flusterstorms. Okay. Okay. They put in the Ancient Tomb to confuse us. Understandable. We might be sideboarding differently for the next game. We might be sideboarding differently for the next game. Let's just put it that way. Jeez. Show and tell, call their bluff. Assuming that... Why wouldn't there be a next game? No worries, Alessia. That is not a thing that's happening, Phil. Alas. Alas. Indeed. I would like to ponder. I would like to shuffle this garbage. Yep. Let's find a Lotus Petal. We get to sneak attack next turn. We need to find like blue card Lotus Petal, it's really awkward. Like, losing my blue card for Force feels awful. Never mind, we great. We great. You actually couldn't make this up, could you, George? You actually could not make this up. Oh my lord. This is looking pretty decent for us at the moment. We've got Force Protection, we've got 2 sneak attacks in case the first one doesn't resolve. Obviously our deck is not sideboarded correctly at the moment, but we're doing kinda okay regardless. Alright. This is indeed the mirror, as it would happen. Am I forcing? I think I'm forcing. Like, if they force back, it means that, like, if they have a force, trading our force with their force is, like, gonna happen at some point, right? Whereas if they have nothing, they just die, basically. Yeah, we're getting close, Phil. Also, that's not what it is, and you know it. But we are getting close. Like, our force trades with their force at some point anyway, so we might as well just do it now. Is what I figure. Just pass the turn. I can put out the Lotus Petals so that next turn I can have 6 mana up to guarantee the sneak attack resolves for a Pierce. But, I don't know. That's strong. Also strong. They could have nothing. And then we could Emrakul them. Seems unlikely. Yeah, completing 3/6/5s is, like, incredible. They have to hit Force off Grizz. Yeah, they get to see 14 cards, though. They could also go Lotus Petal, Spell Pierce, but they only have 1 Pierce left. So basically he has to find a Force. It's, like, very likely to, but it's definitely not a lock. And we can draw, like, a Spell Pierce as well. Potentially. Alright. Well, gonna be a lot of crossing our fingers in the future. I'll say that much. I will say that much. Mismatching Griselbrands, yo. Yep. I was hoping they'd just discard like a pile of lands or something. Yeah, discarding Flusterstorm, okay. Point proven, your hand is stacked. Point proven. I got a bad feeling about this one. My feeling about this one is not great. If they have a Spell Pierce, we lose anyway, so whatever. Just gonna do this now. You've learnt you need to draw better or stack your deck to get better. I mean, that's a reasonable takeaway from my streaming, Phil. That is a very reasonable takeaway. Alright, Arcane Artisans, Flusterstorms can get into the deck. Assume Boseiju is not good enough. These Abrades can get out of the deck. Need to cut 2 cards. You can cut like 1 show and tell, right? You can cut 1 show and tell. Since, like, you have to set it up with Omniscience. We can also cut some mana, I guess. The games aren't that speedy. They, like, slow down a bit post-board. That's reasonable. I wonder if we want the Jace. I don't know about the Jace. Feels really hard to tap out for Jace, but maybe it's fine. I don't know. I think I'm gonna do it like this. Oh, thanks, Mad Meddler. I really appreciate it. I'm glad you're enjoying the content. I very much intend to keep making this content, so... I'm actually a bit sad that whilst I'm travelling for the PT and stuff, it's going to be pretty hard to do much in the way of streaming. At some point I might just have to get a laptop that can like reasonably stream whilst I'm travelling. Like even if it just means I'm doing like short, like 2 or 3 hour streams when I'm travelling, it would still be something. I definitely enjoy making this content, George, yeah. Can confirm. I also quite like this hand. That makes sense. Sneak and Show definitely attacks from like a very different angle to Death and Taxes. They're like wildly different decks. Interesting. I'm just going to aggressively Flusterstorm this, I think. Since I'd like to try and cast my sneak attack next turn anyway, so I'm not going to be able to hold up Fluster. And like, killing one of their cantrips makes it much less likely they're able to show and tell us next turn, once we tap out for the sneak attack. Oh my god, they could have Spell Pierce up now? Gross. I think I'm still meant to jam it. It could just be a Flusterstorm, right? Who's the most aggressive counter of cantrips, George? I've always been like this, like whenever I play Legacy. Just always counter the cantrips. Countering cantrips is great. I don't do it like maybe all the time is an exaggeration, but thank you, Chris. I really, really appreciate that. That means a lot to hear. You never counter cantrips and also lose a lot. So I might be onto something. Reasonable conclusion to make, Alessia. He was a proponent of naturalizing clues. Must admit, I don't go as far as naturalizing clues. Oh wow. This Griselbrand. Let me tell you about this Griselbrand. He is really sneaky. This Griselbrand. This Griselbrand is the sneakiest demon you ever saw. I've never seen a demon this sneaky. I think I'm gonna draw another 7. Just try and find an Emrakul. Die to sudden shock, of course. Yeah. Right. So I can attack for 7. Then I can show and tell Omniscience and go ham and try and find an Emrakul with all these cantrips, right? I've got 1, 2... I've only got 3 cantrips to find an Emrakul with. I think it's still good though. I can also like draw 7 off Griselbrand if need be. As well. I think I'm interested in show and telling this Omniscience. Oh, okay, I do have the land. Cool. That's really good. Alright. And I guess I do this. Show and tell. I'm giving knowledge. I'm bringing knowledge of everything into class. Alright. I don't know when we're meant to do this. I kinda don't want to go to... Maybe going to 1 just doesn't matter. Because we now have Omniscience. Yeah, let's just do this. Herp-a-derp-a-derp. Incoming Sudden Shock, of course. Cast with Omniscience. Alright. Won the mirror. Skill and show mirror. Now 2 and 2. We're on the recovery. Alright, final match of the day. Let's make it a good one. Let us make this a good one. I'm sure as the moment I have I hardcast anything? Yeah, I hardcast the Emrakul there, George. I'm sure the moment I open up the possibility of donation leagues, people are going to be requesting Enchantress. It's like, can't not happen. With mana. Have I hardcast anything yet with mana? Oh, as in hardcast the Omniscience? Of course not. That seems really unlikely to come up. You've hardcast Omniscience once. I have we had enough mana in a game earlier, if not for the fact that Ancient Tomb and Fetch lands would have dealt us damage. Mulliganing this, I don't know. We got the cantrip, but we need to find lands plus an enabler. Kind of not in love with this hand. What do people think? I don't think I'm in love with this hand. I think it's probably leans towards a more. Yeah, you think you mean more as well? We just need like too much to go right. This hand does not need much to go right. This deck though... This deck... Let me tell you about this deck. Do I preordain to try and find the Force? Or do I guess I preordain to try and find the Force. Alright, so... We're definitely keeping the show and tell. Do you want this Flusterstorm? If they're on a blue deck, it lets us go for turn 3 show and tell. So I guess I'm interested. And if they aren't on a blue deck, we just get to jam. I think the Flusterstorm's worth keeping. Bloodstained Mire. How do we feel about Bloodstained Mire? Do I still jam? It could be like Grixis or something. I think I can wait a turn. You think we just jam, George? We have Flusterstorm up. Like, if they him us, we fluster the him. Just don't... I think we can wait a turn with the Flusterstorm in hand. It's really awkward if they pass a 2 mana up, I guess, because then we can't, like, fluster a force. Oh no, we can fluster the force. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna be way too... I'm waiting, George, just one turn. Oh, they weren't even on a blue deck. They were on a Badlands deck. We do need a jam emote, agreed. I'm gonna fluster that. If they can force this, then... yeah, they can't even force this, can they? Alright. Cool. Next turn, we're gonna draw a Spell Pierce here. Oh. So unlucky. I'm just the unluckiest. Can't even draw a Spell Pierce. Well, they didn't have the force, so waiting was entirely unnecessary, but... just the actual unluckiest, though. What do we think they're on? Grixis control garbage? I'm not convinced. You think we're meant to ponder there? Oh, to try and find the force. You're right, George, you're right. Agree. They could have Daze in their deck, but that seems really unlikely with Badlands. So, yeah. That makes sense. No, I agree, George. I agree. Let's take some Lotus Petals out, since the game is going to be a lot slower post-board. It's really awkward. If they leave bolts in against us, these are just embarrassing, but... I assume they're taking bolts out. I think I don't actually like the defense grid. They probably don't have... they're probably leaning on discard more than counter spells. It's really bad against, like, the K command sort of garbage. I also think Jace is going to just be too vulnerable. Let's try this. Always keep in bolts. You can get them when they Griselbrand too much. I used to even, like, 3 bolts when I played Grixis Delver against Show and Tell. And, like, every time they cast a Grim Lava Monster and I'd bolt it, they would be shocked. It's like, what? Like, this is reasonable. You keep porting in Grim Lava Monsters against me, what do you expect me to do? That sounds pretty reasonable. They can't him us turn 2 off of Island either, which is nice. Worth noting they mold to 6. I could leave up Brainstorm to protect from discard, but I think I'm just going to ponder. That is a sneak attack. We really need to hit these land drops. Draw Tarn, put Sneak under. Yeah, I think I agree. I think I just need to draw the land over the cantrip, since the cantrip's only digging for lands anyway. What? People are wild. Do we need a surgical emote? Maybe we need a surgical emote. Oh my god, we need a surgical emote. I don't know what a surgical emote looks like. I haven't figured out that much, but I think it's something we need in our life. It's actually terrifying, the Dark Confidant. These are all good suggestions. Right, Ancient Tomb, Lotus Petal. Only got halfway there. We suck at this. We are the actual worst at this. On the other hand, our hand is absurd. So we've got that going for us. I guess we want to crack the worst fetch land. You believe we cannot lose. That seems distinctly plausible. What other card are we putting back? I think we put back the Griselbrand. Right. Then we get to, if Omniscience resolves, we put in Emrakul. If it doesn't, whatever. Even draw the Griselbrand, potentially. Yeah, we're sneak and showing. It is, it's something. It is certainly something. I'm currently 2-2 with it, which is nice. I heard the, I could only stick around for like 5 minutes last night, Chantal, but I heard the stream went really well. It was like 1:30 here, so I just had to go to sleep, but... The Tron of Legacy. The Bugbear. They always have turn 3 Khan, they always have turn 2 Show and Tell Griselbrand. It's just how it is. Are we shuffling away this Griselbrand? We could do. Unless we just like want to draw another force. If we get to Omniscience in Emrakul, we're not going to lose, right? I guess they could have an Edict. But we have like multiple pieces of permission. Oh wow, that's awesome, Chantal. I'm really, really happy for you. I don't know why we're shuffling, George. I'm sure there's a reason. I was kind of thinking like finding more permission was good. I guess we could have also found a Griselbrand. I shuffled so we could find a Griselbrand, George. Jeez. Honestly, did you not realise that? Did you not realise I was shuffling to find this Griselbrand? Alright, please don't have Flusterstorm. Would appreciate it if you do not have Flusterstorm. God damn it. This is, yeah? Yeah. This is certainly a thing that's happening to us. Alright. They did figure it out. They certainly did. Retract everything. We are now losing. We are now losing, George. You jinxed us. You jinxed us. What did they reveal? They revealed a Jace. Exciting. Guess we just let this resolve. Right? They probably take the Force anyway. This lets them take the Omniscience, which is not great, I guess. Since they can bounce our critters, but I think we're fine with them taking the Omniscience and leaving us with Force. They will take Brainstorm. Interesting. I hadn't considered that. Maybe they do take their Brainstorm and just like cross their fingers for a couple turns. We cut all the petals so we can't cast Griselbrand. Yep. We did indeed. We only got 2 of them, but that is enough to make Griselbrand uncastable. Someone out there has drawn all 4 petals and hardcast Griselbrand at some point, I assume. Run a few Underground Seas in our Blood Moon deck. There's no downside to that at all. Clearly, Chris. Basic swamp then. Oh, you broke it, Alesha. We're just meant to have a swamp in here because of our blood moons. Jeez. You're so right. You are so right. It's kind of great. This 40 is dealing 2 to them. Like, I guess they get to resolve a Jace potentially to stop their Bob hurting them, but letting the clocks equalize. Oh god. What have I brought upon myself? God, I really want a surgical emote now. We need a surgical emote in our life. Took the Force. Okay. So I was not punished. I do have the $10 remote slot open, that's true. I don't know, I kind of wanted to have something special for those slots. And, like, use my partnership slots once I get partnership. Once I hit partnership, I should have, like, at least 3 more remote slots. I do meet the requirement for partner, yep. So I've been putting off. I'm just going to jam a sneak attack into play this turn, right? I lose my City of Traitors, but I mean, this is the game we're playing now. I could hide both Emrakuls on top. I guess I hide the Omniscience and an Emrakul. Have this. Yeah, I'm hoping to apply for partnerships soon, and once I do, I will have I'll have 3 more emote slots, which is great. It's like really exciting. And there's 100% going to be some sort of clock or timeout emote. I'm pretty sold on the idea of a surgical emote. I think that sounds delightful. Sadly, we cannot have a Mew emote as much as I want one, because it's actually against terms of service. Otherwise, I would totally have a Mew emote and it would be beautiful. Please don't draw a blue blast. I'd appreciate it if you do not draw a blue blast. Very much. Can there be a Mew emote and we can trust that Mew is a chair remote and trust that Mew is behind it? I could do a chair with like Mew's eyes looking over the top, and like that would probably be ambiguous enough that it wouldn't be against terms of service, like the top half of a head of Mew. And it would also look adorable. So there's that. I'm glad we hit an Emrakul. Oh no, if they him us and they hit the Emrakul, they shuffle away our Emrakul. Maybe we're meant to put Emrakul on top, so they can't force a reshuffle with a him to Turak. Huh. I'm pretty sure we were meant to put both Emrakuls back on top, right? And they like can surgical to force a reshuffle, but we'd still have this Griselbrand. They'd need like surgical plus him, and like surgically to reshuffle would be a really weird line anyway. Yes, they'd like surgical and Emrakul to try and hit them all, but in that scenario, I mean, maybe we meant to put both Emrakuls back to play around him. It's interesting. Now they seize the Emrakul to force the reshuffle. Okay. You did remember it, George. Well done. Alright. Well, I have this Griselbrand. You have a Dark Confidant in play, so like, the 7 is probably gonna be enough. But just for sake of making it perfectly clear. Alright. Nice clean 3-2. We escaped the Miracles bracket of hell. What do we open? Garrick's Horde. And okay. Not the most impressive chest. This deck continues to feel fine. I don't know. I feel like if people want to beat it, they probably can. So I have to assume like the Grixis deck we played against must be like somewhat prepared against it, and they still just got destroyed 2 games in a row. Did we get in the Miracles bracket because I timed out? I can confirm we did not time out with Sneak and Show, Alessia. Even I am not capable of that. You're pretty sure the commander is worth... Was it a commander? Oh, as in its name is commander. I was like, is it legendary? I didn't realise that. Thanks, Luke. I'll take a look. Anyway, this is fun. This is still an option I'm kind of considering for the PT. The raw power level is absurd. I think if I was to end up playing a combo deck, it would be this one. I think I'm off all the other combo decks. I think all the other combo decks are just worse than this. There's like at least one piece of shorthand. And today definitely put me off the blue-black X control decks.